We're here at the Commonwealth Sports Club in Boston, and we're going to talk to some experts about the soda tax debate. So I've corralled some very strategic minds on this subject, and we're going to start with you, Faisal.
Thank you. My name is Faisal Alam. I am a graduate from the University of Massachusetts Amherst with a bachelor's in biology.
My name is Natalie Pennycook. I'm an exercise physiologist. I graduated from Northeastern University 2 years ago, and I currently work for a human nutrition research center at Tufts University.
So, Natalie, you're an exercise physiologist, and obviously the debate here is a lot of people talk about soda being a contributor to obesity. So with your clients, where do you see that?
With my clients, we generally like to kind of put in place not only an exercise plan, but we like to tackle their diets as well. So sugar is a huge factor when it comes to obesity, dieting, health, things like that. So that's usually one of the primary things that we aim to cut out. And it's a lot of my clients' downfalls. And so we really stress discipline and just trying to stick to the diet and the program.
As we know, they're talking about this on a national level right now. Obesity is a huge national issue, and they have people from the American Beverage Association who are lobbying to keep legislation like this down because they claim that soda is not a factor in obesity, that soda is not a problem when it comes to obesity, that taking soda out of your diet won't help with obesity. What do you say to that?
Most people don't realize that, a typical can of soda doesn't have a lot of fat or sodium, but what it does have is a lot of sugar. A typical can has about 40 grams of sugar, which equals out to about 10 packets of sugar, and that's 150 calories. If you multiply that out to having one can of soda every day, that's 150 calories times 365 days a year, which comes out to about 56,000 calories. Now we know that 3,500 calories equals 1 pound. So in 1 year, just having that one soda every day can equal out to a weight gain of about 16 pounds a year.
And also going along those lines, sugar has a very addictive factor to it. So when you're drinking this drink every single day, it also has caffeine in it, which is also very addictive. And so you're not only getting addicted to this type of beverage, but you're also packing in those calories every single day. And then if you were to try to stop the cycle, you have to kind of break an addiction at that point.
Sugar has, a very strong effect on the body. As we all know, we have our pancreas, which releases insulin, which is the hormone that keeps your blood sugar down. But the problem is having a soda every once in a while isn't so bad, but when you're having it every day, then it wears down the pancreas and it becomes desensitized. So then your body isn't creating enough insulin, and that's the problem diabetes comes in, because your body can't counteract that rush of sugar that comes in, and now you see people having type 1 and type 2 diabetes as a result of that.
The American Beverage Association has been putting out a lot of articles that say, well, for people who want to feed their families, you're making their food more expensive, you're making their costs more expensive. How would you address that? Will that actually deter people from buying sodas? Is it a good thing? Will it lead them to healthier foods, or is it actually just kind of making their groceries more expensive?
I think it will deter some people, but others it definitely won't. It's kind of like if you look at tobacco, the way tobacco is done, they raise taxes, and it stopped certain people, but it didn't stop other people from continuing to buy cigarettes. I think what you need is, with the amount of money that you're going to make from this tax, is if you advocate for public health programs and if you make healthy foods more available, because that's one of the problems right now. If you go to buy organic, it's a lot more expensive than buying the cheap sugary foods and cheap items such as soda. So I think if those are made more available to people, then it'll be a little bit easier for them.
I don't really know if putting such strategic taxes on these products will necessarily reduce the amount consumed. I honestly think it needs to be a lifestyle change. So if you were to, kind of put this type of tax on these products, what else will be put in place so that people are educated about what they're doing to their bodies if they plan on spending this much money to consume these beverages and things like that. So I don't think that one piece would be the what would solve the issue, essentially.
So that's actually, really addresses the overall point here. When you talk about the amount of money that we all spend in our tax dollars, formerly we've actually been subsidizing soda companies and soda consumption, and they're hoping with this tax to let the taxpayers sort of see a recoup on that by how little the government then spends on healthcare. Do you think that integrating a tax like this over time might mean that we get to spend less on taking care of these people as they get older?
I think that's something that's yet to be seen, but the numbers are out there where if we tax 1 cent per ounce of soda, then you have the potential of making over $150 billion over the next 10 years. And with the recent national healthcare overhaul, I think that would be very helpful, and it could help the public health advocacy programs. It could help with obesity awareness and just living a healthy lifestyle in addition to cutting out these sugary items from your diet. So I think it's something that you have to attack from all sides, really, and not just look at it from one angle.
I think that sodas are just one component of the public healthcare situation. I mean, people make a lot of poor choices when it comes to diet and foods and drinks. And so, putting a tax on soda, that's just one small piece. And then you have to think to yourself, is that enough to really say that there's being made a difference in health overall? Are people making better choices because of a tax on a beverage? Are people eating healthier? Is the education out there for these people to know, okay, well, I'm not drinking soda now, but what am I putting in its place? Am I eating more fast food? Am I drinking more coffee? Or am I, eating more sweets and chocolates and things like that to make up for the fact that I'm not having sodas?
On the soda tax debate, if Governor Deval Patrick decides that he wants to pass the soda tax, will that legislation and that legislation alone be a step in the right direction? Is that a good thing? Yes or no?
I'd say yes, it's definitely a step in the right direction.
I'd have to say I'm a little indifferent. I don't think that one measure would be significant enough to make a huge impact on the obesity epidemic.
Since the time that we began covering this topic, New York State has actually thrown out the decision to tax sodas. So now we're looking at Massachusetts and California, and we want to see what you think about it. So get back to us on our website and let us know.